Hey, my name is Doug Krentz, and I'm here from the JetWet. We are a portable recreational sport power washer, and I'm here at iHeartRadio today with Passage to Profit to tell you about our new company. Well, my name is Doug Krentz, and I am, I guess you could say, the commander-in-chief of the company, the JetWet. And really, I'll just give a quick background. The reason behind the product was because we are very active people. We're outdoors, we hike, we mountain bike, we go to the beach. And the one thing that we always had as a family and as friends was we were always coming back to our car, either covered with mud or covered with sand, and then getting back into our car. And, then having to clean my car when I got home. So we had a revelation one day and thought, why can't I just have a product where I could fill it up at home? It was very portable, and when I got back to my car from wherever being out in the outdoors, I could just turn it on and basically it would clean everything I had right on the spot. And so that's where the JetWet came in. The JetWet basically is what we call portable sport power washer. They're not like the big powerful power washers you see in like the Home Depots. They run around 90 psi, about twice the strength of your hose. Our product is made out of a flexible canvas nylon exterior. It's a little bit bigger than a backpack. It's kind of a square, 13 by 13 by 13, and holds just about 3 gallons of water. It has a rechargeable battery built into it, a carry handle. So really, it's that easy. You pretty much just fill it up before you leave your house, wherever you're going. You take it with you. And when you come back to your car, your campsite, maybe you're out at a picnic someplace and you want to rinse the picnic table off, you just turn it on and you just rinse your stuff clean.
So do you wear it like some of those vacuum cleaners, or do you put it on the ground and spray?
Yeah, no, you can. It has a handle, you can carry it. Most of the times, most people pick them up and just put them next to their car or leave them in the car and just clean their stuff right out of the back gate.
Oh.
And, I was just wondering, how much time do you get with it? Like, how many, well, I don't want to say how much jet wetting can you get, but I mean, like, how long can you squirt people down with?
Yeah, that's a very good question. We get that
and
question a lot.
And does this work on brothers and sisters, small children?
That's another thing, too, because at times it has been somewhat of a babysitter around the house. I'll put 4 or 5 of them out in the driveway.
Stay away from that grill.
Right. They'll have water fights out in the driveway. It's a good question. You can vary the water flow based on the spray tip of the device, and you can go anywhere from 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. It varies on how much you want to clean. Just from a perspective of what and how many can it clean, it can clean 3-4 mountain bikes. I wash my whole car with it. Wow. You can rinse off a boat on the inside. You can take it with you when you're boating. You go out to a picnic area. You want to wash down your picnic table, your coolers. We've had a variety of people use them for very interesting things, and one particular gentleman even filled it up with margaritas.
All right.
Stuff in there.
Perfect
I
for the
love
boat.
margaritas.
Filled it up with margaritas and took it to a concert, and somebody said, "What's that?" And he said, it's just I use it just to kind of keep cool. Because you can't attach a misting device and the water will spray out very fine. So people get very creative with what they use it for. And kids, like I said, you can have an instant babysitter if you just give them 3 and put them in the driveway. So the battery is inside, the water's inside, has about a 10-foot spray line, so you can leave it in the back of your car, which is what most people do. They leave it in the back of their car, and they clean their stuff up. Or you can just hike it down to a campsite, fill it up from a stream, fill it up from a water faucet if you need more water. But it'll clean more than you think it will actually clean. It's surprising.
Well, being the IT guy, how is it, do you mind if I ask how it kind of works? Is it putting pressure into the water and pushing out the hose, or what is, technically, how are you doing this?
So if you think about a water pump in your car, the water comes in, there's a bunch of blades inside that forces it out through the rest of the engine.
Right.
So basically that's what happens. It pulls water into the pump. It has, I guess you could say, some sort of a silicon little diaphragm pump aperture inside, brings the water in, pressurizes it, and then pushes it out the hose at about 90 psi.
So are you the inventor of this?
Yes.
And so what motivated you to come up with this idea?
Well, like I said, I was forever coming back to my car a filthy mess from mountain biking. And I don't know, for those that mountain bike out there, you go out into the trails for 3 or 4 hours, you come back covered with mud, and then you don't want to get in your car, or if you take your water bottle, which you probably were thirsty, and rinse your legs off. So that's really what motivated me to come up with the product. I just wanted something easy that was lightweight for me to carry with me, didn't take up a whole lot of space, and if I wanted it out of my way in the car, because it's the way it's made, with a flexible like canvas exterior, I could just squish it down and it's gone. I'm relatively mechanically minded, so when it comes to actually building things, I'm pretty good at it, so I can visualize quite a bit of what needs to be done. So knowing that it needed to have an exterior, an interior, a pump, knowing that it could be tipped over, carried, all these components came into basically the thought process of how do I design this thing. And so you start. I can't say anything more to anybody else who's out there that's thinking about doing something. Just start it, because what I could show you pictures of where it was 3 years ago. It looks nothing like it did 3 years ago, and now it literally looks like something that you can pick up at a store.
Yeah, and I guess that's the next question I would have is, like, once you finally got a working model of it, obviously you can't build all of them yourself. So
Right.
how did you go about, like, producing these? I mean, that's a curious.
Yeah, that's the little bit of the danger zone, I guess you could say. Once I had a prototype that I thought was good enough to get to production, tested it, gave it to some people, told them, take it out, play with it. I made about probably 10 of them, which isn't cheap, because it's just not cheap. Then actually, to be honest with you, I went out and I searched out a company, because I didn't have the capital to open a manufacturing company. I went to probably the best place that I could, who could make it for me, and unfortunately, to some degree, I took it overseas. They had the facilities. The minimal startup costs for me were somewhat quite low, probably under $15,000 to $20,000 to get them to go. And that's really where I started, and it's really where I'm at today. They still provide. I would give anything, and that's what I'm trying to do, is to get it into the United States. It takes a little bit of money, though.
The question I wanted to ask you is, how many have you sold so far?
Well, we've sold probably in the last year somewhere about 500 to 700, depending upon where I've actually sent them. The good things that just happened is I just signed up to retail stores. We're rebuilding our website. We ran a test in Cabela's last year, sold out, and in the process of trying to raise some capital to get some more inventory, and I'm actually working with a very well-known automobile manufacturer that wants to add it to their catalog and possibly to the physical vehicles themselves. That's
Wow.
That would be
in
awesome.
That's kind of like the holy
dream.
grail.
Yeah.
You know, so that's where we're going, and really this has all happened within the last, like, I guess you could say 6 months. It's time, a little bit of money, a little bit of credit card. We had a friend of ours that lent us some cash. You know, you kind of scratch and claw, and every once in a while there's the light at the end of the tunnel that keeps you going.
Yeah. Are you looking for investors now, or do you think you'll get it from these car companies?
We would love to have some capital. I think one of the biggest challenges we face, to be honest with you, is just, getting the product where it is. We have manufacturing, we have the ability to produce and to distribute. It's the marketing and it's the advertising is where we just need some help.
Yeah, I was just thinking, like, marketing, social media might be fantastic for that, especially if you're going to consumers,
Yeah.
and on Facebook or whatever, you can have those beautiful videos of people using them.
And that's what we're working on now. That's really our only obstacle right now, is just, you can create the greatest thing in the world, but if you can't tell anybody about it,
Yep.
Yeah.
that's the hard part. So we finished, I guess you could say, part 1. It lives, it breathes, and it does what it says, and people like it. There's great reviews on our website.
Yeah.
But now we just need to be able to tell the world about it, and that's kind of where we probably could use a little bit of help. So if anybody's listening, you can go to the JetWet.com and check it out.
You were smart enough to come to Passage to Profit, right? And
Right.
we do have thousands of listeners, so hopefully you'll get some interest from some of the listeners.